All right, we have Commanders going to New Orleans to play the Saints. The Saints coming off a nice win against the Giants. They win 14-11, blocked the field goal, gone into overtime, but they get the win. The problem is they might have lost Derek Carr. He left the game with a concussion. Haney came in and replaced him at the end of the game, so his status is still unknown. To go along with Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, they're both out. They've had some major injuries to key players. Taysom Hill has been a big productive player at the tight end spot and at the quarterback spot. So they're losing 3 or 4 of their most productive players. Washington, on the other hand, is coming off a bye, and they are healthy and ready to roll. The big thing they have to understand is they cannot take this game for granted. This means way too much. Dan Quinn has got them in a position to be in the playoffs in his first year. He's in position to possibly win Coach of the Year. They have a lot of good things going. This is something they have to take care of on the road. And it's not easy to go on the road at New Orleans. Trust me, I don't care who's playing quarterback. That's not an easy place to play. So it's Coach Quinn's job and the coaching staff's job to get this team mentally and physically ready to go and make this like, hey, this is a playoff game, because really the next 4 games are playoff games for them to keep their status as far as be the number 6, 7, or 5 seed in the come playoff time. They have no chance to win a division, but being in the playoffs first year with Coach Quinn is a great testament to his coaching skills and the players' ability to make plays. Just got to beware now. When teams have injuries, sometimes you can take them for granted. Say, they got nobody. Valdez-Scantling is really their only weapon on the outside. They still have Alvin Kamara, and they could have a pretty good run game. So I think when you're defending New Orleans, big playability of Valdez-Scantling, we got to take that out. We got to have somebody over the top of him all the time. Erase that. And now we got to focus our attention on Alvin Kamara, because when they get the outside zones going, we understand that the play passes off of that to Moreau, to Johnson, to whoever it is on a high cross, low cross is very effective, especially for a young quarterback if he has to play. So we got to get Alvin Kamara, make sure we get him stopped, Valdez-Scantling over the top, and I think defensively we should have a pretty easy day holding them to under 13, 14 points. And then offensively, hey, let's just get back to business. Let's out-physical the opponent, all right? With our inside zone, our power game, our 2 tight end sets, our 3 tight end sets. Let's get B-Rob going up the middle, Chris Rodriguez going up the middle, and then we'll hit our play passes and get Terry McLaurin going on the outside. That's our recipe for success. And then obviously, Jaden, you just do your thing, man. Just here's the play. Make it work. If it doesn't work, make us right by scrambling for 15 yards or, buying some time and hitting somebody on the outside for a big play. So we got a lot. Washington has a lot going for them right now, but New Orleans is a tough, and they're just, they played the Rams tough a couple weeks ago, 21-14. They shut out the Rams in the first half. You all saw what the Rams did to the Bills yesterday. They beat the Giants 14-11. So they're hanging around football games, and that's what Washington can't do on Sunday. Don't let these guys hang around. Treat New Orleans like you treated Tennessee. Get on them early, get on them often, and give these guys no reason to believe. Because if you get on them early, they have no chance to come back with a possible backup quarterback in the game. They should be fresher. That is a long season for these guys. The bye week is going to help, especially for the big guys. They've been wear and tear on their knees and their bodies and their backs. This is a chance for them to get back into some stretching and some light lifting, get their bodies back in track, get their minds back on track, and get them ready to go. But yeah, you want it a little bit earlier, but this is really a good time, especially if you are in the playoff race. Everybody's going to be healthy, and Washington has been very, very fortunate with the injury bug. They have not hit it at all. They lost Austin Eckler. They had a couple minor ones. But if you look around the league, there's been a lot of teams with major catastrophic type injuries, and Washington is fairly healthy. And usually the teams that go on in the playoffs and far in the playoffs are the teams that stay healthy. And this bye will help them get key players back on the field and be fresher. So early in games, late in games, they should have a full tank of gas to get after the Saints. Sometimes when you have a bye week, people worry about being a little rusty coming back, but I think with the young football team, like having Jaden Daniels, I think he'll be ready to get back and work very quickly. He's the type of guy that looks like he probably took a day off, and he's probably been in the office watching film and getting ready for the next 4 games. So I think rust is not an issue. Terry McLaurin is a very precise route runner. He's going to be good. The offensive line are very good at their combination blocks. Defensively, they should know their gaps. I'm hoping to get a little bit more out of Armstrong, a little bit more out of Fowler, a little bit more out of Farrell, get some more out of Deron Payne up the middle. Let these guys play. But having the force and having the leadership of guys like Bobby Wagner, on defense. And then offensively, having a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, I don't think that creeps into the building any rust or anything. These guys are going to force the other players around them to play hard, play well, and focus on the next down. The simple keys are always the simplest ones. You got to do good on third down, good in the red zone. You got to protect the ball and stay away from dang penalties. Penalties can ruin a day for you. You have, 2 good plays and all of a sudden you're in 2nd and 20, and obviously a roughing a passer keeps a drive going for the Saints. So you got to stay away from those penalties that you can't control, obviously. Protect the football at all costs. And obviously your situational awareness has got to be on point. Third down, fourth down, red zone, all that is very, very important. And then let's not forget about special teams. We got to make sure this Gonzalez is our kicker moving forward. He's had some issues. Our kicking game's got to be on point as we get play Philadelphia, Atlanta, and Dallas the next 3 weeks. Obviously into the playoffs. Tressway is doing a great job. Let's make sure we focus on special teams. No big plays given up on special teams. Let's make one ourselves. No big plays on defense. Let's make sure we make them earn every blade of grass that they can. And offensively, we're going to do what we do. Our identity is a physical, pound and ground team with Jaden Daniels' explosiveness outside the pocket on zone reads and RPOs, and then obviously the big playability of Terry McLaurin. So I feel real good about this Commander game on Sunday. I think this should be a victory for them quite easily, but New Orleans gets paid too. They're going to come out and they're not going to make it easy for the Commanders. But I believe at the end of the day, Washington has just got a much better team.